Yo, man, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, man. I had a lot going on. Let me tell you, man, life been coming fast, boy. If you seen any of my other videos, you already know where I've been, what I've been up to. Um, so I ain't even gonna get into all that, man. We knee deep in summer. I think today like the 29th or something, man. We coming into, it's Tuesday. I'm fresh off of work. So, man, we just about to tap in, man. Life been good. Life been good, and with the good comes the hard work. I tell you that. We've been working over here, man. I'm trying to, we about to make a move. We haven't found a crib yet. Haven't found no land or nothing to buy yet. So, about to change up our scenery a little bit. Grabbing a little townhouse somewhere. Gonna chill there for next year, man. Wait on everything to shake out with these interest rates, hopefully. The economy a little bit, just kind of sit back and make sure that when we do lock ourselves into a situation, a mortgage, that it's going to be a good situation. It's one that we're not going to regret after a couple years. And I ain't trying to have to throw a bunch of money into nothing. So, I'm trying to really move smart with this next decision, this next big financial decision. So, after a couple, it's been almost a year, about 9 months now since we sold the crib. We've been chilling, man. It's been interesting to say the least, man. Just trying to, navigate, figure out the ways, trying to generate money, just trying to figure out how I'm gonna make all this stuff happen that I'm seeing in my mind. Like how am I bringing this stuff to reality? So, that's been fun, challenging all in itself. Ran into a lot of stuff never expected, as you should expect. And I'm hoping I'm handling a lot of those situations properly, the way I'm supposed to. So, only time will tell, but we'll see. We just trucking on through. But, we coming in now, about to make another move. And I'm hoping in this next move, this going to be the first time in a minute that, me and the family, we really going to be able to sit down and kind of chill a little bit, and relax. Don't have a lot to worry about outside of the bills, utilities, all of that. That's going to be our only overhead, is that. And then obviously, trying to save, trying to make sure we're in a good position for when the opportunity does present itself in the housing market, that we ready to pounce on something. So, we trying to double focus in on that. And I'm just excited for this move. I'm really hoping that we could take this move and, the kids could focus on them and their space. I could get me a little corner where I could do me at, make, a couple more videos. Really just not even for nothing. Like I said, just it'd be cool to go back and watch some of these, a couple years down the road whenever I am where, I'm at in life, come back to here and see, what I was missing, what I got right, what I got wrong, like just and to see the growth, man, documenting the growth, man. That'd be kind of cool for me to look back on. So, hopefully some of the stuff that I went through, people could get something from it. So we're going to see. So that's really all that's going on with mine, still trading. Still trying to do that. This by far been my best year yet. That in itself, is, man, that it has its own mental challenges, and gymnastics that you're doing. You got to make sure you training. I'm training every day, trying to train my mind, trying to understand what's going on. And just, trying to understand the market. So that's, you know how that is. If you know, you know. If you don't, man, I'd say peek into it. It's hard at first. It's always going to be hard, but nothing worth having isn't. So, if you haven't, tap into that. Just see if it's something that might, you can get into. See if it's maybe something that could, shake something for you in a dream. So, but yeah, aside from that, man, just getting into what's going on around the world. Like, we see what's happening in the economy. Like, they got a lot of stuff going on with these wars. It's a lot of stuff, coming through on the news. Different wars, different this, different that, a lot of distractions. The one common thing is, the consistency in this paper, coming in and out from whatever city, small town, state you live in. Look up how much money is transacted from day to day in your state. Look that up and see. And then just think, dang, once you see how much it is, yeah, I know a lot of that is big business. But still, even when you see that big number, you start breaking down micro, you're going to start seeing, like, even in your local towns, your local cities, like, it's a lot of money flowing, man. And if you in one of them dry spots, man, somewhere close to you, it's a lot of money being transacted in and out. You just got to figure out a way to tap into one of them things. And that's what I'm learning about this economy and this administration, you know, six months into Trump and them, is man, you better have your shit together. You know what I mean? You better have your shit together, man. They knocking out EBT. They knocking out, you know, they talking about getting, you know, putting limits on housing. You know, they knocking out a lot of the crutches that a lot of people has been kind of leaning on for who knows how long, you know, because there was never no limit. There was never no really incentive to back off once you got on. Like, and a lot of people, as life goes on, stuff gets harder, you know, and that help, you know, turns into a necessity. It's no longer a help. It's like a need. It's something that you can't live without. And that's never a good situation. That's never a good situation. I think that's something that they're preaching. So, like I'm saying, man, people gotta find something outside of their job if they want to live outside of like the restraints of what the economy could go through, or just what the day-to-day and stuff is getting expensive, like more expensive. Like, as stuff is getting more expensive, you can't really depend on one job to pay for everything. And if you are, then man, you better be a real good job. You're gonna be in a, you know, top 2-3% of people that's working. If you really expected to have a regular job, a normal job that 90% of people, you know, hold one of those occupations, and be able to live comfortably in this society, especially once you have kids and, you know, you start really developing, it's going to be tough. So, like, unless you bring in multiple incomes or finding a way to, you know, get time back to do it, like, you have to, like, start at some point. That's the only way there's going to be you're going to be able to survive in this economy and during this administration, any administration, because it doesn't matter if, you know, I think to the Democratic demise, like, they expect people to depend on them. And, you know, that's lightweight abusive when you think about it in the long run, because, you know, think of any relationship. If you're in a relationship where somebody makes sure that you depend on them for, you know, as long as they know you need them, then, you know, there's certain stuff that they'll be able to get away with because they know you can't survive without them. And I don't think that's good for any type of government, any type of nation, to have that dependency on the government. And if you created a people that is that dependent on the government, then, man, like I said, if you have a government change or times get hard for the nation, the country, then, you know, what happens as they start, you know, bringing in some of that money, you know, start, you know, not being as not free loading, but free giving with the money and stuff. And the opposite for, you know, the Republican side. I think they both working together to really hurt the people, because one makes you dependent, the other comes through. And though they still spending just as much money in taxes, you know, they're taking some of these benefits away of the people that's very needy on it. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, as if they do start stripping away some of these programs and stuff, like, it's gonna create some certified entrepreneurs. Like, you're gonna see people really be creative in how they gonna start generating money, because a lot of people's been real lazy. You know what I'm saying? They haven't had to really use their mind to think, man, what am I supposed to be out here doing aside from, I don't have enough time to be watching TV, playing the game, talking on the phone, scrolling social media. Like, I got to figure out how to get to this bag. And people should always have to already be worried about that. Like, and because they don't, because they have, you know, that assistance, that help, that safety net that's always under them, it allows people to be a lot more lazy, do a lot less than what they could be doing, you know. And so, you know, like I said, and I, like, it's like one side sets up the problem, the other side smashes it, and both of them's wrong for it, and neither one of them results in positivity or in creation or in, it just continue control. It's just, as long as you got the you know, the good cop, bad cop, and on both sides, you know, they always gonna be able to keep the people in limbo. You know what I'm saying? You got two people holding the stick, and we the ones that's limboing. And like I said, we just gotta stop limbo and say, hold on, man, why don't y'all keep talking about I need to get low? Like, let me see when y'all get low. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that mentality, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, coming in these next couple years, this year, the closing out this year, like, learning a new skill, trying to figure out, like, man, how can you do anything with this time? Like I said, I know I've said in one of my other videos, man, double dipping. Like, while you at work, if you got the opportunity to be listening to something, learning something, That's what you're supposed to be doing. Like, that is so important, man. It's like learning while you working and getting paid. It's like eventually what you learning on the side is going to get you up out of that job. Like, and that in itself is going to change your mindset while you at that job. You're not going to be miserable being there. Like, you have it out. 99% of people that be at work is miserable. And you want to know why they miserable? You want to know why all this, stuff goes on in the workplace? Is because people know most of them going to die there. Like, imagine that. Like when I see people and I see them disgruntled at work and they be asking me why I'm always happy, it's like, man, because I in my view, I look at them and like, man, they don't see a way out of here. Like, I can see why that would be depressing. That's almost like being in prison for life. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have an out, and then it's like you don't even have no money to show for all this work and time you give into this job. And then it's not even like it's the job's fault. It's just, bad education, bad financial literacy. Like, a lot of stuff that's been stacked up against people that in reality, we have access to all this information now. So you can't expect somebody to get you the bottle, because the bottle they're going to give you is going to be formula. It's not going to be that real shit. You got to go get that real shit yourself. That formula is going to have you messed up, stomach hurting. Like, you ain't even going to realize the symptoms to the hurt that it's going to cause you until later on in life. Like, until you look up and you see how dependent you are on this stuff. And it's like, nah, man, you need that natural stuff, and the only way to get that is get out the mud and really don't expect nobody to do nothing for you. Don't expect nobody to teach you nothing. Don't expect nobody to do none of that shit. As long as you do that, and as long as you lock in, you like, nah, only I'm going to get myself out of here. You can't have that. They always talk about that crab in the bucket mindset. Like, I understand pulling your people up, but you got to get yourself out of there first. Like, you have to, and until you lock in, and you only focus on you, yourself, your family, and making sure, like, all right, I got to block out all noise. If you ain't on this train, if you ain't on this path that I'm on, because the path I'm on is helping everybody, and everybody is going to be, like, I'm moving. You either getting with me or you not, like, either on or off. And once the people make the decision, like, build your team and take off, and don't look to the left. Always be aware of your surroundings. But what I mean is just stay focused on that vision and the people that you chose to take that vision with. And no matter if y'all go through issues, because y'all going to, or, you come into hiccups or bumps, like, that's just a part of life. Like, you're going to go through that, but don't give up on your vision. As long as you don't, it will come to fruition, and everything going to be good. And if you went to work every day, long story short, you went to work every day knowing you about to get up out of there, because you are what you think you are, and whatever you think you are is how you're creating that lifestyle. And one, be careful what you're asking for and how you're making your money, or how the money comes to you. But two, like I said, whatever it is you envision, man, that should be enough to keep you so happy at work, knowing your days is numbered. And like I said, then you'll be able to look and see the other people that's miserable every day for no reason. Now we know why, because you know what I'm saying, they're mentally they're stuck in this place and they can't get out, and that's depressing. So like I said, man, just getting your mind right, getting into this economy, man, and really locking in, trying to make sure, by next year I'm gonna have at least an idea of, I already know, the path you're gonna be on, but already be, knuckle deep and trying to become an expert at that shit. Like I said, be careful what you're asking for. Be careful if you're asking for extra income that's gonna require additional hard labor or additional manual labor that's gonna require you away from your house or whatever it is. So just be careful what you're asking for, because a lot of times you get it, and when you're not direct with what you're wanting or how you're wanting it, that you'll just get anything, and I don't know. So be careful with that. But nah, with that economy, yeah, like, that's how I'm moving. That's how I'm trying to move over these next couple of years. That's how I think everybody should move, regardless of everything, man. They could try to have a bunch of people arguing and shit. Damn, I got something going on with my neck. But they having people arguing, like they always do, a bunch of dumb shit. That way we not, building on how to really get better, and work as a unit, running businesses, whatever that is. Like, it's always you and your neighbor. Like, the stuff they put on TV is real, but it's not real if it's not in your day-to-day life. Like, your day-to-day life is your family, your friends, your neighbor. Like, that's your world, and as long as you protecting that bubble from everything outside. Don't allow that outside to consume that bubble. Don't allow what's happening on the outside world to influence your mind on the inside. You know what I'm saying? On the inside of your bubble. Because, like I said, as long as you running your bubble the way you're supposed to, you know everybody that's in that bubble, and you know ain't nobody step into no time that is outside of that bubble. So regardless of what it is, man, make sure your family locked in, your friends locked in, and everybody vibrating on the same frequency. You dig what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Yeah. As a little quick little video, man. I just wanted to drop that, man. Lock in, get your mind right, do your thing, you know, and stay focused, man. Stay laser sharp out here. Always stay on your P's and Q's. Always try to learn something. You know, try to get handy or something, man. Self-defense for sure. Get back in the gym. I got to get back in. I'm sitting here talking about some get back in the gym. I ain't been in the gym. I'm going to hold myself accountable for that, man. I've been eating good. Been cutting down on all sugars. Haven't been really drinking as much pop. Soda, whatever y'all call it. Maybe one can a day, every other day or something like that. Super light. And the biggest flex of it all, it's been like a year and probably 3 months since I've had a drink. And when I tell you, I'm gonna do a video on drinking and where I'm at, you know, a year plus without drinking. But yeah, man, lock in.